Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode of SpongeBob Now. Today, I will be talking about Big Pink Loser and Bubble Buddy. First, I'm going to talk about Big Pink Loser. Enjoy. As Patrick wakes up one morning, a parcel is shoved into his mouth. Curious, he opens it and finds a large, shiny trophy inside. Excited, he starts showing everyone his new award, including the jellyfish and even the Bikini Atoll Island. He shows it off to SpongeBob, who then realizes that the trophy is actually for him after spotting his name on it. Patrick is disappointed as he hands the award to SpongeBob, feeling even more disappointed when he unwittingly opens a closet filled to the brim with SpongeBob's awards. SpongeBob tries to help him find a way to win an award, and eventually, Patrick decides to get a job working alongside SpongeBob at the Krusty Krab. Squidward quits in response. First, Patrick is assigned to take some food to a customer. However, every time he brings it to the customer, he eats it, even as SpongeBob breaks down the process for him. A simpler task SpongeBob gives Patrick is to answer the phone, but he ends up getting angry when he thinks people are calling the wrong number when they are calling the Krusty Krab. He says, "No, this is Patrick." After 3 calls, which SpongeBob then tells him is the actual name of the restaurant. At this point, Patrick is almost completely demoralized, but SpongeBob urges him on. Patrick follows up with sweeping dust from under the floor near table 3, but uses the wrong end of the broom, and while sweeping, a customer approaches him to ask, "Hey, pal, you just blow in from Stupid Town?" Which saddens Patrick further. Suddenly, a delivery man comes in with a load of awards for SpongeBob. This greatly infuriates Patrick to the point where he whacks the floor with the broom 8 times, making dust fly everywhere and all the customers cough. Patrick loses control and laments that he will never win a trophy. After rushing the frustrated and disheartened Patrick off into the kitchen, SpongeBob presents him with the extremely simple and basic task of opening a jar. When even this proves to be difficult at first, SpongeBob instructs him to do it exactly as he does. This mantra prompts Patrick to open the jar successfully. However, for a second, Patrick thinks he broke it. SpongeBob tells him he did it right, and he and SpongeBob begin celebrating. Patrick now feels more confident and poised, and he controls his temper by telling SpongeBob how he opened the jar. SpongeBob tells Patrick to do what he does, and he will have an award someday. The next day, Patrick starts taking even more cues from SpongeBob. He ends up wearing the same outfit as him and copying every single one of SpongeBob's actions and mannerisms in the hope of achieving the same success as his friend, much to the surprise of the Bikini Bottom citizens, who think they are seeing double of SpongeBob. In annoyance towards Patrick's imitation, SpongeBob seemingly places his hand on a hot grill to prove Patrick was copying him. Patrick takes the bait, and once he cries out in pain, SpongeBob reveals that he was using a decoy hand. As he and Patrick run back to their neighborhood, Patrick's hat flies off, and Squidward picks it up while returning to work. SpongeBob tries multiple antics to convince Patrick to stop copying him, all of which are unsuccessful. SpongeBob even notices that Patrick has painted his rock to look almost exactly like SpongeBob's pineapple. SpongeBob resorts to dressing up as Patrick, but it only makes Patrick more certain of the fact that his old self was nothing but a big pink loser. As it turns out, however, the next award to arrive, which Patrick initially thinks is for SpongeBob again, is actually for a person who won it for doing absolutely nothing longer than anyone else. This award turns out to be for Patrick, and SpongeBob is proud of him. Overjoyed, Patrick decides to protect his new title by going back under his rock and falling fast asleep, returning to his old, lazy self after he realizes that it was the reason why he got an award in the first place. Next, I'm going to talk about Bubble Buddy. Enjoy. As every day is a holiday for SpongeBob, he wakes up wearing a Viking costume and proclaims it to be Leif Erikson Day. He then goes outside to celebrate with his friends, but finds notes at the houses of Patrick, Sandy, and Squidward notifying that they cannot, or will not, play with him due to different reasons. SpongeBob decides to, literally, make a new friend, and after several failed attempts with a stick, rock and sink, he blows a bubble figure, whom he names Bubble Buddy. The two go to the Krusty Krab, where SpongeBob orders everything on the menu for Bubble Buddy. However, SpongeBob makes several specifications on Bubble Buddy's behalf that Squidward is forced to bend over backward to accommodate because if he doesn't, Mr. Krabs fill his life with misery and woe, even if he quits the job. After the meal, Bubble Buddy pays with bubble money, which quickly pops, infuriating both Squidward and Mr. Krabs. SpongeBob and Bubble Buddy next go to the Goo Lagoon, where they continue to cause trouble with their benign antics, holding up the restroom, causing misunderstandings, and leaving one fish to face high tide. Eventually, the beachgoers become fed up and begin to riot, even tipping over the lifeguard tower. Squidward steps in and blames SpongeBob and the bubble he has created, causing the mob to direct their efforts towards popping Bubble Buddy. They surround SpongeBob and Bubble Buddy, brandishing sewing needles and chanting their intent to pop the bubble. SpongeBob tries to escape by inflating Bubble Buddy, but he fails to fly away from the crowd's grasp. SpongeBob implores them to realize that Bubble Buddy is his special friend, prompting the crowd to remember similar friends of their own. Unfortunately, this is not enough to change their minds. As the crowd throws SpongeBob out of the way, Squidward brings down his needle. All of a sudden, Bubble Buddy comes to life and catches Squidward's arm before the needle reaches him, much to the shock of everyone except SpongeBob. Bubble Buddy informs SpongeBob that things are getting a little weird around here, and departs in a bubble taxi, floating into the sky and wishing SpongeBob a happy Leif Erikson day. The majority of the crowd, satisfied, leaves to go on with their lives. SpongeBob happily cries for his friend blowing up so fast before leaving in a flurry of bubbles. All but one of them pop, and Squidward, left behind in a daze, awkwardly greets it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos. Goodbye everyone.